Oofa. How's it going, you guys? Who's in your locks nut? Good Lord, dude. You are snappy. How you doing? Good afternoon at this point, Eastern Standard Time. We are just gonna... I decided I'd check 10 meters, and there's some zombie activity. And this is mostly relevant to, well, anybody, I suppose. K1GMM Steve, Vermont. And we're going to, we're knock around on 10 meters a little bit, figured. And this is mostly relevant. I know you guys had met Jason, who had just gotten his ticket. And I figured, what the heck, here stateside, as a technician class license holder, you do have access to 10 meters and up. And you can run legal limit if you want to. I'm not going to. Hey, Tim, how's it going? And I figured this is for any of the guys that have just been licensed. All hope is not lost. There is hope on 10 meters, as you guys will see, regardless of whether I make a contact or not. At least I'm decoding stuff and there's activity, which is cool. And I actually, there was activity on 6 meters as well, which I don't have a 6 meter antenna up, but I have a 102-inch whip, which is what we are on. And that's what we'll be playing with today. 102-inch whip with 4 radials. It's an elevated whip, about 12 feet off the ground. And do it with a dipole, whatever. And Jason had recommended a video building a dipole, so I'm going to do that start to finish. I'm not going to do it now, but that's coming. On the cheap, with whatever you got laying around. Hey, Billy. Ed. What's happening, Peter? Geez, Tim. So yeah, 10 meters. There's activity, which I'm pretty surprised about. I'll pop over to the display quick. And there it is. There's some stuff happening. Not a lot. It's not crushed, but there's some strong signals in there. Looks like maybe pushing into South America, stuff like that. So, we'll see what we can do. And for those newcomers that may be watching or may catch this after it renders, FTA is a digital mode. It's part of the WSJTX package, and it's worth downloading. And yes, it's worth, it's worth using it, especially if you lived in a compromised area, if you're after DXCC, or any awards, especially with a compromised antenna system or an HOA situation environment. Very practical. And if you're not in the mood to talk, there you go. You can sit here and run the radio and fill the logbook. And it's always interesting to see where you get to. That can be downloaded. It's free online. You will need some type of interface to your radio, and you'll need to research that. The one additional thing you may want to investigate is PSK Reporter, which is on this screen here. And that is worth checking out. It's free. It's an online website where you can go and you can check where you've been to, coming and going. Whatever. Tells you, gives you signal reports and spots you as to, you can set it up to listen for your receive signal by another station from you, or you can set it to sent and receive. So any stations all over the world that may pick you up or may hear you, you'll get a good idea of how the antenna is working. It's always valuable. Let's see. Tim, yeah, I wish I had a decent 10 meter antenna, but eh. Jason, yeah, this is kind of for you. So I don't know if you've really looked at 10 meters, but don't hear anything on the phone side, but there is activity on FT8. Nope, Life Hacks is coming next. Randy, good morning to you. Hope all is well out in Pacific Northwest. I think you're in the Northwest, right? No, California. You're West Coast. I'm thinking about somebody else who's up in the Seattle area, but I shouldn't confuse that by now, Randy. So let's get over to the quackadoodle-doo. And what is today? And I figured I'd do this because I think I may be off the air for definitely, probably the set. Well, don't you love it when people say definitely, probably, maybe, sorta? Stick to one thing, would you? So, life hacks. We've got some big bangers, I think, coming in this afternoon. Supposed to be possible small hail, high winds, and all kinds of good stuff like that. So I'll have the entire station unhooked, shut down, and floating in electrical free space. Friday, the 15th, 2020 of May. Avoid people blinking their eyes in photos by telling them to close their eyes and open them on the count of 3. I can't tell you how many times I have done that being a retired wedding photographer. Sometimes it works. I would say 80% of the time it works. Some people are just stupid. So, you know what Ron White says. Who can tell me what Ron White says about stupid? Go ahead and put it in the chat. Oh, it's a match game. Shoot. The Daily Extra. They're doing all these like games and word puzzles and stuff. 28387. Yep. I was heard on 6 meters down in Kentucky, and what's if you go to South Carolina? You got South Carolina, North Carolina, and then you got the Tennessee border, and I was picked up down there like 8 to 900 miles, somewhere in there, on 6 meters, and that was on 20 watts on, believe it or not, the 11 meter, 102-inch whip. I just loaded it up on 6 meters. It actually loaded on with the auto tuner on the ICOM, but not very efficient. But it did hear stuff, and I was getting out. So anyways, we'll get over here and well, what do we got? So we'll throw out some calls. You guys didn't put it in the chat yet. Ron White, can't fix stupid. There you go. Mm-hmm. Where are we? Let's get set up and see if we can make a mess somewhere. See what's in this. What is that? Papa 4. Come on. South America. So there is some South America in there. So let's see if he's in there. Actually, let me get a... Oh, he's really weak. Oh, somebody got him. K1TH. Bummer. I'm going to start out... Well, I need more than 0. Yeah, I'll set it about 25% drive. Should give me like, I don't know, 20 to 30 watts out. Okay, let's try something else. Mm-hmm. That's another one, Ed. Actually, that's mine. I didn't coin that, but yeah. Stupid is as stupid does. There you go, Junior Johnson. I'll throw out some calls, see if anybody comes back. I'll go TX even first. Really not a lot. There's a lot of people in here. What are some calls? Got some Canadians. Foxtrot Golf. I think that is, make sure everything's okay here. Yes, it is. First run. Here we go. I did, Ed. I wanted to go out today, but I figured, nah. It's really ugly looking out here, man. Ugly. Not as warm as they said. It's cool. Temperatures in the upper 50s. They said it was supposed to be pushing 70. I don't see that happening. So, well, after a few runs, we'll take a look at PSK Reporter and see what's going on. Yeah, can't wait to do some rides. I was thinking I'm going to do some photography work too. I may take a ride up to what's called Moss Glen Falls and Texas Falls and do some photography work. And I'll probably be doing, once everything's leafed out, I'll probably be out doing some work like that and put some really nice videos together of some backcountry road riding up here. Somebody's walking around upstairs. I can hear them. I don't know who it is. No takers because they can't hear me. 10 and 6 at this QTH are absolutely horrid, man. Very difficult. If you're out in the clear, you're better off. I wish I had a decent antenna up for 10. 6, I pretty much gave up on, but they were working people. It wasn't busy, but I noticed the waterfall. Have you guys seen an FT8? You can watch the QSB in the waterfall. Signals just disappear. 24C, Andy? Good Lord. That is beautiful. More power. Yep, look at the signals on the pan adapter. This thing was plastered about a half hour ago. Plastered. So this is what happens. Even 40, 20 does this. You get very sharp QSB and signals will be in and out. Mostly curious as to where I'm going to get to on 10, so I want to look at Okay, so if we go over to this display, we will take a look at this. So I haven't broken into South America yet. Wow, these are very short contacts. Jeez. You can look at your signal. Minus 16, it's not great. It's okay. It's better than minus 24. Minus 11. So we'll check this one down here. FG80J. Oh, so he heard me. So let's try and get him. He hears me. He is in... Oh, he's got me at minus 18 dB. "14 element Yagi." Well, that's why. No, you can't hear me, so I'm gonna put my transmit frequency on the same frequency he's on. See if that helps. Oh, that's Puerto Rico. No, that's this one. Where is FG80J? Okay, let's wind it up to 40. Guadalupe. That's what I thought. $81, man. Jeez, husband. Good Lord. That is, yeah, we got, hey, he came back to me. Oh, that's cool. Very cool. That one is a weird one. I don't know if I've even worked that before. Guadalupe? I don't know if I've ever worked that. That's a good question. Okay. What else we got in here? Really not a lot. I was kind of hoping to hear more South America. Hey, Kevin, how's it going? Northern Cal. Let's try that one. He's pretty weak. That is Papa 4. Is that Papa 4 India Echo? Was that this one right here? No. It's this. Aruba. Okay, that's... She's getting close. Hey, you got me. That's cool, man. See, you don't need a massive antenna. Just anything. I love 10 meters when it's open. Oh. On phone, not a big digital mode fan, but I will go here if I have to. That's not bad, minus 14. Most guys run some good amount of power. I don't on FT8 just because I want to be nice to my equipment. There's another one. There's another one in there. What's this? St. Lucia. Yeah, Northern California. Ooh. Yeah, it's a stretch. I think, what's the longest? Okay, so that updated. This updated here. It is a great tool. FT8's a great tool to check your antenna, check to see how your station's running. It's not the end all. Okay, Ed, we'll catch you later, bud. Have a good day, man. Good to see you. Okay, J68HZ. St. Lucia. Man, that's beautiful. Look at that. Good heavens. What a gorgeous... People live in just the damnedest places, man. Just beautiful area. I'm curious as to exactly show map. St. Lucia. Can't remember where St. Lucia. Okay, that's an island. Oh yeah, okay. It's down part of the Caribbean, right? Just south of southeast of Guadeloupe. All right. So Jason, this stream's primarily for you, man. I wanted to show you what you can do with 10 meters. If you're still in there, Jason, I would do some research on the 735, see what you need to interface that to a computer. You don't need any major computer, just a good old laptop and anything pretty much. And we'll grab Puerto Rico. That's a dime a dozen, but what the heck. Yeah, so I mean, even a dipole, I was going to mention to you, Jason, this was three years ago now. 3 years ago, maybe. I was doing a field day with, I can't even remember his call sign. Oh my God, W3FIK. And, oh, somebody grabbed him. And I ended up spending the entire Sunday on 6 meters. Now I had a really good antenna. It's a 3-element cubicle quad on 6 meters. And it's a contest winner. It's a good antenna. And I'm telling you, man, I never had more fun in my entire life so far in any radio than that Sunday, that last day. I spent the entire day that Sunday working station after station after station. Had some wicked runs, man, on 6 meters. It hasn't been open like that since. This was 3 years ago. But at least I haven't caught an opening. But man, that was a flippin' blast. And guess what all the guys, I would say the vast majority of guys, guess what they were running on 6 meters? Good old dipole. That's it, man. That's why I said, if you can get just a dipole up and get it off the ground a little bit, see if you can get it 20 feet, 30 feet off the ground, you'll do well. Really well with, on 6 meters for sure. Just with a dipole. You don't need anything major. What I was running was overkill, but it was a competitive event, so I try to run some kind of a decent antenna in that environment, Let's call CQ and see if I can get anybody here. Oh, Anguilla. Yeah, let's try that one. Boy, he's light. Minus 18. Verticals are easy, though. What I found with verticals at this QTH, because I'm in a hole, it does help to elevate them, get them off the ground, pull 4 radials out. Now I have this particular vertical, I have a clip which goes to the panels on the metal roof of my house. And it's like 48 by 24. So it's a massive image plane. How well it's bonded, I have no idea, but I've run them with just 4 10-gauge radials before, and they work really well. Yeah, it makes you wonder, doesn't it, Andy? I suspect if we're ever going to see another good cycle, as long as I live, I kind of doubt it. I think we're on a downward slide. I've been talking to a bunch of people, and they're like, yeah, didn't think we could get any worse than we were last summer. And it was funny because I was chatting with a guy yesterday on 40 meters. And I said, well, he made reference to the horrid band conditions on 40, even 40. And I said, yeah. I said, that 40 used to be my go-to band. Okay, it looks like he's completely gone. So he's done. Band's closing up. If you look at the waterfall, look at the number of signals on here. This is what happens. The freaking door slams shut. And we were chatting yesterday, and he said something about the horrid conditions. I said, yeah. I said, I really didn't think it could get any worse. This was last summer, and it has gotten exponentially worse. And I said to him, I said, yeah, I said, 40 is impossible during the day. Yeah, you can make contacts barefoot, no problem, but you can't hold it. They got to be quick, because in a period of a 1 to 2 minute over, the QSB will kick in and it'll just gone. The signal will be gone. He was an S9 plus 5 at times, solid. And literally in 1 over, he was down on the noise floor. And then he'd pop up to an S1 to 3, and then he'd pop up to an S9, and then he'd fall back to an S3, 4, 5. Then he'd pop back to a 9, then he'd fall into the noise floor, and it's unstable. You know, so it's one of those things where everything right now is a power game. And the bands are really bad, really bad. Of course, 75 is always there, I think. 75 is good. 75, 80. But, yeah. The Rag Chew era on 40. And 40, man, that was my band. I love that band. But you can't even sit there and Rag Chew on it anymore. It's horrible. I think at night it's better. But, man, during the day, I used to be on it during the day. Like 300 to 500 miles. Oh, man, I had more fun on that band, but it's just horrid right now. Dwayne, no. Nope. Let me show you. I can pop the radio up here. Okay. So, Dwayne, basically on a 7300, there's no independent digital mode. So what you do is, you see this USB-D here? See that? You touch the screen. That is standard phone. This is used for phone. And that's LSB, USB phone. Now to put it into digital, now it'll receive fine on this, but see, it won't transmit. It changes the way it transmits. In other words, it doesn't use the mic line basically anymore. So what you have to do is you have to just touch this, click data, and that puts it into digital mode on your appropriate sideband. And there you go. You're off and running. So that's all you have to do there. Okay. Let's try and get to Puerto Rico. Oh, that's funny. Somebody saw me on the pan adapter from a while ago and then tried to call me. He's a Victor Papa 2 ETE. Or Anguilla. Oh, come on. This is one thing on FT8 I've played with off and on. And that is, sometimes if you have a hard time, sometimes it's better to put your TX frequency on your RX frequency. So let's say somebody comes back to you like this. Oh, come on, dude. Somebody comes back to you like this Victor Papa 2 ETE. If you call him and he doesn't come back to you, what happens is sometimes your transmit, where you're transmitting your signal, may be occupied, especially at his QTH. You see what I'm saying? So, especially if it's a long ways away, the conditions could be completely different for him. So, if you click this up arrow, this will send your TX frequency to where he is. So, they're all together. So, sometimes that helps. Because oftentimes what you're hearing is not what he's hearing on the band. You see what I'm saying? Somebody's trying to, okay. See these southern stations, they have a little bit better copy, so they're getting over the top there. So let's go back to call and CQ. It's another thing about the ICOM I cannot bash. I'll tell you, man, they have got this figured out. They have got, like, the way it interfaces to a computer. It is so simple, so easy. You know me, man. I don't drink anybody's Kool-Aid. I don't care what it is as long as it works. But that is one really strong suit on the ICOM. Just the way it interfaces, matter of just a few seconds. Once you install the driver, only takes a few seconds, and bang, plug the cable in, light it up, you're off and running. Never had to hard reset this radio. Never had any weird quirks with this rig. Screen here. Let me update this and see. Ooh, Nova Scotia. So that is B1CHL. That is just looks like north of Halifax, Nova Scotia. That's cool. No real impressive things here. This is all pretty much standard run-of-the-mill. Hey, Whiskey 4 IOE. Ooh, big 757 mile contact. Ooh, scared. North Carolina. I always like looking up people's man, just fell apart. QSB. Horrible. Oh, he's coming back to me. Hey, wow, he gave me a +2. That's cool. You're welcome, Osmond. If you guys, if you guys ever have any questions, ever, about any of the stuff I'm doing or any of the rigs that I'm fussing with, the technology, ask me. I'll stop what I'm doing. That's pretty much what I'm here for, Osmond, I fussed with that. I could not, because I refused. I still haven't read the manual of the 7300. I've had it almost 4 years. It's pretty funny. And It took me, I was ripping my hair out trying to figure that out. It was hearing stuff, but it wouldn't transmit. I'd go into transmit and there was no carrier. There was nothing. Funny as heck. Took me forever. Of course, if I had just read the manual, duh. I thought oh, cool. You heard me. Awesome. So what he gave me? He gave me a -12. He's a -6. That's on 40 watts. So I'm running 40. More than what I usually do, but hey, whatever gets the job done. K6, who is that? K6JDC. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to go over to Virginia. Let me go over the phone. I'm going to go over the phone and see what's going on. So let me shut this down. Kill that. Let me pop open. Yeah, let's go here. Uh-oh. Huh. Now that's interesting. Okay, SDR Uno. Well, I'll deal with that later. SDR Uno doesn't even have 10 meters in here. And no matter if you click on the radio, it does not see it. That's pretty funny. What the flippin' heck? There we go. There we go, Junior Johnson. Okay. So we are a little high. Let's go down to see if there's anything happening. I've got interference from something, but that is not a problem because I can wipe that out with freaking SDR Uno. Kind of wanted the bandwidth. Got speakers. Turn up the. I hear a signal. There is a signal there. All right, let me let's call CQ. Okay, we have to stop this. Oh, yeah. I got to shut off. I'm like, what the heck? Why is this radio still on? Recording. There we go. It's funny. I've never. I'm going to have to remember that because I'm going to be screwed, man. I'm going to be like, where are my, where's the lower HF fans? Dadgummit. Woohoo! He's off and running. You know what? Second audio. Switch this over. Man, I'll tell you what, you guys. What we got? Why no sound? I should be hearing sound in the headphones. Okay, got sound there. I have... Okay. Freaking SDR Uno. Stupid program. Jeez. Come on. What have I got wrong here? It worked this morning. Got audio through the speakers. So let's try this again. I'll unplug the headphones, plug them back in. I never have this issue ever in console. Ever. Now we've got audio. Okay. Check, check. Hello, CQ. Hello, CQ. Hello, CQ. Hello, 10 meters. CQ, 10 meters. Kilo 1, Golf, Mike, Mike. Kilo 1, Golf, Mike, Mike. Hello, CQ. CQ. Kilo 1, Golf, Mike, Mike. North of Manchester, Vermont. Calling and by. Hello, CQ. Hello, CQ. Kilo 1, Golf, Mike, Mike. Kilo 1, Golf, Mike, Mike. Calling and by. Oh, noise reduction's on. When did I turn that on? Hello, CQ. Hello, CQ. Kilo 1, Golf, Mike, Mike. Kilo 1, Golf, Mike, Mike. Calling CQ, CQ. Kilo 1, Golf, Mike, Mike. Calling CQ, CQ. Hello, CQ. Hello, 10 meters. Kilo 1, Golf, Mike, Mike. Calling and by. Oh, hello, CQ. Hello, CQ. Kilo 1, Golf, Mike, Mike. Kilo 1, Golf, Mike, Mike. Calling CQ, CQ. Kilo 1, Golf, Mike, Mike. Calling him by. Yeah, you don't hear me in Virginia, Locksnut? Yeah, this is a waste of time then. Virginia ain't too far away. That's 100 watts, too. You check... 28.5. No, I see nothing. Ah. Okay, you guys. 17. 17. I don't have an antenna up for 17. I think I can load. What can I load on 17? I don't think I can load anything on 17. And I'm screwed. I just don't pay attention to those bands because they're hardly ever open here. And if they are, they're open only. I never catch the openings. I will be building. I'm probably going to construct a mini hex beam. I still have all the spreaders. I got one that's broken that got smashed over a year ago now. But I'm going to rebuild a 17, 15, 12, 10 meter hex beam and stick that up if the bands ever come back. 28254. 254.5. Check to see if we have a beacon there. Thanks, Dwayne. Oh. Well, that may be why you don't hear me in Virginia. Okay. There is nothing there, folks. 2, what'd you say? 254.5. Yep. Okay. Remember when I went off on a tirade about these stupid QSO parties that give the same number of points to the same number of points. They have the FT8 digital modes grouped in with phone contacts. Right there, folks, is a perfect example absolutely perfect example of why you should never give the same advantage or the same point structure to digital contacts like FT8 as phone. You couldn't make a contact. I couldn't make one to save my life on phone right now. And I sat there and I made what? 3, 4, 5, 6 contacts fairly easily on FT8 on the same band. There you go, folks. Perfect example. I will never run another event. I will never work another event ever that does that. And I'm going to let the contest coordinators know because it's not fair. Not to mention you can actually set the rig up, turn around, and walk away. I can go upstairs, drink a beer, and watch TV, and the rig can just sit down here and do its thing. It's not fair, man. Anyways, it's just stupid. Anybody who establishes that rule has never worked a digital mode in their life, or they just don't care. They're just plain freaking dumb, one or the other. Who knows? Maybe all three. I'll see you guys later. God, that stuff just bakes my noodle, man. I'll see you guys. Have a good day. I'm going to check the radar, see what's going on. And we'll catch up with you sometime this weekend, I'm sure. I got to build I'm going to throw a couple dipoles together, I think. So I'll have some carnage here, see if I can poke a hole in my hand or burn it or do something. Set myself on fire. 7-3, guys. We'll see you.